Hi everybody, welcome to Megan Sullivan Art. I'm here today to show you through my just recently finished humongous Beehemoth Bee Journal that I have just finished making. It's the fattest book that I've made so far. So this one I have just made for general sale. I've been inspired by lots of other bee journals that I've seen on the different Facebook groups, which have just been really incredible. So this one has 308 pages altogether. It measures 17 centimetres wide, 22 centimetres high. It has a 10 centimetre wide spine. It's a hardcover book that I have just made out of the backing cardboard of a watercolour paper pad and taped together and all that sort of thing. So the theme of this journal, if you haven't already guessed, is bees, beekeeping, and also the importance of bees in nature. So I have used one journal kit for this predominantly, which is Neary's The Beekeepers Journal, and in that kit comes a range of different quotes, and I've also found some additional quotes that I've added in here which are talking about the importance of pollination and other things like that. So I've used a range of different books, book pages through this and different papers and things like that. But let's talk about the cover first. So the book corners I bought from a shop on Etsy. Yes, it was Etsy, and they are quite big. So they measure 4 centimetres, and they've got a nice elaborate pattern on those, which I really like. And they were very easy to install and add some glue to. So this little beehive here with the bees was made by my friend Wendy, who hand sewed it and padded it, which is beautiful. This fabric flower I got from a place in Alice Springs called Central Craft, which is where a lot of people make craft and meat and all that sort of thing. So I purchased that, and it was perfect fitting for this journal with the colours. There's some cheesecloth glue down here, which has been sprayed with 2 different acrylic paints in a gold and a bronze colour. So that was just sprayed and allowed to dry and glued down. The background image was from the Graphics Fairy from her Beekeepers bundle, as well as the hive and the hive syrup. So I just collated those together in I can't remember the name of the program. Anyway, but so that's all just one piece of paper that I've just layered those images onto. And the beekeeper lady came from that image, from that kit as well. I've got 2 buttons here, which I've just glued one on top of the other and glued to the paper. The bee fabric is really gorgeous. That came from a local shop called Country Bliss here in Alice Springs. So that's lined the whole cover. The bird and birdcage ribbon also came from Country Bliss in Alice, and that's actually just been wrapped in between the centres of the signatures, not to hold them in, but it's purely just decoration. And then I've brought those in together with this gorgeous brooch that I picked up from St Vincent de Paul here in Alice Springs. I mean, what a gorgeous find. Just absolutely perfect for the colours of this journal. And the back of the journal is just the fabric with the 2 book corners. And the closure for this is a nice wide satin yellow ribbon, which is what I've made as the closure, which has been glued all the way through the centre of the book. So let's dive in and have a look. And I'll explain things as we go, because there's a lot in this book, as you'd imagine, for one that's got 308 pages. So it does lay completely flat and open up. So the inside lining of the spine is it's elephant poo paper. That's all I know about it. I got it from my boss where I work, and I've sprayed that with the 2 same sprays that I sprayed the cheesecloth with, and this is another offcut there. The handmade with love and care are freebies from Calico Collages page. I'm pretty sure that is, but I'll put a link down below so you can download a free page of all different sized designs of those. This is a note from the bookmaker, which I've printed out onto coffee dyed paper, I've seen Nick the Booksmith, Jibidneri and Tsunami Rose use a version of this, and all I did was add this ornate frame and retype it in a different font, and I've added a couple of extra definitions for ephemera on there. And this was coffee dyed paper that I just made last night, so that's coming with the book. And that just basically explains about, wow, you've found this lovely book, you love paper, what on earth do I do with it now? So that gives people some ideas. This is part of Jibidneri's The Beekeeper Journal kit, so this is the library card that comes with it. I've just put a paper tab on there, sewn it onto some yellow food colour dyed paper. Actually no, that was RIT fabric dyed paper. This has come from a magazine. There was a great article on bees. This explains about that there's 300 different types of honey. Just explains about a few different types of honey, and that has been sewn onto yellow RIT dyed paper with a bit of a collage. This is from Jibidneri's kit, and this is just some handmade paper scrap that I included. And then the end papers are actually from beautiful, gorgeous images. They're actually from a kit from TlcCreates on Etsy, and the name of the kit is called The Latest Buzz. So there's some really, really gorgeous pages, but I've just used one page to create the end pages for this journal. Because I plan to make more bee journals, that's why I've been collecting lots of bee images. Okay, so this, the British Journal, Bee Journal, is one of Jibidneri's pages, and this is one of the backing papers. So this book page is the Floral Birthday Book. So I'll just quickly run through the different books I've used. I have used some pages from the Reader's Digest World Atlas book. Big giant book there, so it's only segments of that book. I have used some floral pages from this one, which is called The World of Kew by Ronald King. Beautiful floral images in that one. It's got a gorgeous inner. The centre pages to the 4 signatures are a closer look at bees and wasps. So this is more, it's not really a kids, it's kind of a kids book, but it's yeah, got some great full colour images in there. Each of the signatures has a page from the book of My Book of Flowers by Princess Grace of Monaco. She really loved pressed flowers and arranging those. And this particular book page is from the Floral Birthday Book. I don't actually have the cover for that one, unfortunately, anymore, but there's those. This is one of the quotes that I have found. So this is taken from an article on the internet. This is an image which I think I also got from the Graphics Fairy, with one of Jibidneri's little hexagons there backed onto some RIT dyed paper. So this says, veiled in this fragile filigree of wax is the essence of sunshine, golden and limpid, tasting of grassy meadows, mountain wildflowers, lavishly blooming orange trees or shrubby desert weeds. Honey, even more than wine, is a reflection of place. If the process of grape to glass is alchemy, then the trail from blossom to bottle is one of reflection. The nectar collected by the bee is the spirit and sap of the plant, its sweetest juice. Honey is the flower transmuted, its scent and beauty transformed into aroma and taste. By Stephanie Rosenbaum. Over the page, this is one of the Atlas pages. This is the little tag from The Latest Buzz, which I've just paper clipped on there. This is an image that I got off the public domain, and that's just another background texture that's come off the public domain. This I can't find the cover for, but this was one of my grandfather's books from when he was at school. Dates back to 1936, and it was all about botany. So this page is about cross and self-pollination. This is some vellum, which I have dyed with RIT golden yellow dye. And there's also tracing paper and translucent paper in here. So I love lots of fabric scraps, and there's some mulberry paper backing. This is a book on endangered plants. Each of the signatures has one of these photo pages, so you can put photos or other things. This is just my business card. Some eco dyeing that I have done. Beautiful vine trim there. This is one of the Grace Kelly or Princess Grace of Monaco pages. Tracing paper backing there. This is an image from the Graphics Fairy, This one says, Why Bees Are Important to Our Planet by Jessica Tucker. Bees are responsible for pollinating about 1/6 of the flowering plant species worldwide and approximately 400 different agricultural types of plants. So just incredible. This is a wrapping paper envelope that I've made. On the inside, it's a fold out essentially, but it looks a bit like an envelope. So that opens up. Each of the signatures has one of these to create extra writing space. So there's that. This is a little folded pocket that I've made, which has got a journaling card with it's got a backing of like a Franken page, which I've then glued the image to, and this long tag with some fabric trim and beautiful yellow and black fabric backed onto RIP dyed paper. So there's 2 pockets in that one. This is an image from the book by Richard, by the World of Kew is this book page. Then I've just created a viewing window. So this is an idea I got from Gibbard. This is one of her backing papers, I think, from her kit. So that peeps through to this image of a bee from a magazine. And this is some food colour dyed printing paper. This is just craft paper with some note paper sewn onto it. This is just a background page that I've made myself. Gibbard kit. The beekeeper envelope from her kit, which has a beehive journaling card backed onto food colour dyed paper. That is the translucent paper, which has a line, like a texture to it, and that's dyed with RIP dye. This is the centre page, which is the book of Bees and Wasps. So each of the signatures has one of these different pages in the middle. Some fabric trim there. The beekeeper journal kit. Little coin envelopes, I think these are. My friend got these secondhand for me. Just some different images. These journaling cards are a set from Calico Collage. These journaling cards, I believe. I'll put the correct link down to these anyway. But these are all amazing journal cards. There's lots of these different ones throughout the journal. That just slides in there. And I have also made it a pocket behind as well. So you could put lots in there. This is a magazine image, just for decoration there. This is actually a card with a big tuck spot in there. So this one I have another beehive with some assorted scraps of paper and fabric. A bit of, I think that's mulberry paper with a bee. So this has all been aged. All the images were aged using these 2 Stampin Up inks. This one is close to cocoa and this one is more mustard. So I just use those to age up these particular images. And this is RIP dyed paper. Creates a nice frame with that sewing on the front there. So that just slides into that pocket there. I've got some stationery with some nice matching writing paper throughout there. Colouring in page in each signature. This is from Gibbard kit, this particular piece, onto a scrap background. This is another image that I found, I think from the public domain. That slides in there. I did do some border punching. Haven't really had much to do with border punching before, but I gave that a try. Some ecodyed paper, sorry, with fabric. A photo page, just a bit of stitching around that image. Vellum, atlas, the birthday book. Some of this colour. It doesn't have bees on it, but I just thought the colours just work beautifully. Another one of the Beekeeper Journal kit pages. The backing. One of my eco-dyed papers. Quite dark, that one. This is another one of the Calico Collage journal cards. And this is an image that I got off the public domain. Different types of beehives with the yellow dyed paper. This quote comes from Gibbard kit. It says, "A work of art, and yet no art of man can work this work these little creatures can," by Geoffrey Whitney. Little collage there of a bee. That's the endangered plant book again. This came from Gibbard as well, stitching lines for writing onto the tracing paper. Thank you, Gibbard. This is the Floral Birthday Book, which I've just folded and sewn into tuck spots. So we have another one of the Calico Collage journal cards. This comes with Gibbard's kit, the Beekeeper Journal kit, onto dyed paper. The botany book, another one of these wrapping paper writing spots there. Photo pocket, another little folded pocket that I've made with 2 journaling cards. These are just off the public domain, these 2. And I believe I've made that, no, that's glued. So there's 2 pockets there for use. The the Book of Kew there, Grace Kelly, punching on that kraft stock. This is another one of the pieces of info that I found. Honeybees are native to Africa, the Middle East and Southern Europe, and have become naturalised in ecosystems around the world as a result of intentional transport by humans. While feral honeybee populations may be healthy in many parts of the world, the researchers note that the health of managed honeybee colonies is threatened by a host of factors, including habitat loss, pesticides, pathogens, parasites, and climate change. And that was taken from The Role of Honeybees in Ecosystem Pollination by Kathleen Wong. This is another one of those bee and wasp book pages, showing an elaborate nest there. The other side of the Grace Kelly page, this is the World of Kew. This is a vase of poppies, which is a blank gift card with a plain envelope. The photo paper. This is a page from Gibbard's kit with already those images and wording on there. This is another one of the Floral Birthday Book little tucks that I've made on the other side. So this is another one of those journal cards. It's just white on the back. This is one, another hive image that I found, and I put "Eat honey, my child, for it is good" from Proverbs 24:13 onto yellow dyed paper. Little tuck there. And this part is talking about cross and self-pollination as well, the botany book. Over this side we have a side tuck with another bee image, and that one is just on white cardstock, lined. Another coin envelope. This one is has an image from Gibbard's kit, so it's a sort of a printed collage tag, and I've just done a Franken paper background. Thank you to Nick for introducing me to that. That's on the atlas page. Lined tracing paper. A side tuck here. So this was the paper I was inking up all my different images on, so I decided it looked really wild, so I kept that and just added in a bit of book page, a bit of tracing paper, and glued the bee down. Another bee image onto dyed paper. Endangered plants, translucent paper, eco-dyed, and I love that honeycomb patterning. And the back of the thing, this is a section from A Midsummer Night's Dream. So this is the middle of the book, so you've got the tie of that ribbon there. We have a bee image there, which I've glued onto Gibbard's page. How doth the little honeybee improve each shining hour, and gather honey all the day from every opening flower. One of Grace Kelly's pages, which looks beautiful next to that one. This is one from Gibbard's kit. O velvet bee, you're a dusty fellow, you've powdered your legs with gold. This is actually from the TLC Creates kit, The Latest Buzz, one of the little tags, which has been sewn into place there. So you could be a tuck spot for something there. I believe this is from Tsunami Rose. This is another one of the birthday book fold outs. So we've got a little image here which I've aged around the edges. Haven't done anything with the back, but that's that one there. This is from The Latest Buzz, a little journaling card there, or something you could use to decorate. This is another one of those other journal cards, which has a poem called The Bee. That just folds over. Photo page, more eco-dyeing. Botany book. This is a plant in Central Australia called Little John, which is a callistemon, which is like a little version of a bottle brush. Just amazing how that came up with the eco dyeing. Endangered plants. This is a coin envelope which has also got a pocket at the back. This is a public domain image. And another of those journaling cards there. And that tucks in there. So this is a beehive with some black card and a scrap of fabric. Another little folded tuck that I've made there with a beehive image. And another beehive image with a little Franken tag there. So that's two that fit one in front of the other with this pocket here. A little bee with some black lace. Another centre page with bees in their hive. Oh, sorry, no, that's not the centre page this time round. There's another picture of a beehive. Another of these envelopes or writing spaces with some ledger in it this time. And I decided to be different and stitch diagonally across the page that time. This is from the World of Kew with these beautiful illustrations, lined paper. So this is where it says the Beekeepers Journal. So I used this as the middle page for this. This is another section from Why Bees Are Important to Our Planet by Jessica Tucker. Pollinating flowers and contributing to the beautification of the planet's floral landscapes may be the bees' perhaps simplest and least economically important actions, but it's certainly its most aesthetically pleasing one. By keeping flowers pollinated, bees perpetuate floral growth and provide attractive habitats for other animals such as insects and birds. Lined paper. Now this is quite a big collaged kind of pockety thing. That's the World of Kew. So this is from a magazine. This is some printed ledger, some handmade paper, one of Gibboneri's images and a bit of book page folded over, and then we have a bee image here with some Rick dyed paper, so that clips onto the edge of the page. Colouring in book, just another bee image onto yellow paper, the other side of that book page. So this is some black lace that I found, which was really gorgeous. I've just got an assortment of different images there. Bingo card. They tuck into that lace. They've all been lined with different paper. Another beehive with some burlap lace trim. I just used the edge of the other burlap circle to glue onto that kraft paper. A bit of ribbon and a bit of that sprayed cheesecloth. Here we've got a collaged pocket. This image is from Gibboneri's The Beekeeper Kit, and that's another bee image with a scrappy background onto some thick, looks like homemade paper. This is about pollination and inflorescences. The other side of the eco-dyed paper. Photo, just a scrap of burlap trim and book page and paper there. Floral Birthday Book as another tuck with two journal cards in there. More bees. That folds over. This is another lined image that I have on the public domain that I found. This I've made into a little notebook. So this is another one of the journal cards, and I've just put some lined paper just for extra writing space in there. Oh, bit of a scrap. That's onto an atlas page. This is Grace Kelly again with some punching. Gibbon's kit onto the final signature. Bit of journaling space there. This is just a lace and burlap flip up. That's the World of Kew page. Another beehive image. I did some tulip punching down the side of that. Another journal card onto a bit of a Franken paper backing, but you can still write on that. On here is another journal, another large tag which I got from the public domain, Aged the Bee image, and that's been sewn onto yellow paper. Cross-pollination by the wind is this botany book page. This is explaining a bit more about pollination by Jessica Tucker. Ledger, that beautiful leaf trim onto eco-dyed paper. This is a big pocket. This says Be Kind, and I've done a collage with one of Gibbon's images there from a magazine page. A large bee tag. Endangered plant page. Another journal space envelope. That one has just rip dyed paper. That's all been sewn. Colouring in book page. This is from, pretty sure this is from the latest buzz from TLC Creates, her kit. Book page and burlap and lace backing. This is from Gibboneri's kit. There are certain pursuits which, if not wholly poetic and true, do at least suggest a nobler and finer relation to nature than we know. The keeping of bees, for instance. So this is an image I got off of pixabay.com. I haven't aged that one up. Another one of those journal cards with different wasps and bees on that one. Another one of my pockets that I've made with one of Gibbard's images there. This is off the public domain, floral image. And another journal card as a postcard. Tucks in behind there on an atlas page. I just did a big bee as a tab on that craft paper. Floral Birthday Book. Some vellum. Another one of Princess Grace of Monaco's arrangements. The life of a worker bee as the centre. Some fabric and burlap sewn onto that vellum. Birthday book. Atlas. Another one of my inking up backing pages there with a nice bee image onto rip dyed paper. Gibbard's kit. That's a journal card onto food colour dyed paper. That's from, that comes with Gibbard's kit. Colouring in book page, and I've added in, it says, the careful insect missed his work's eye view. Now from the flowers exhaust the fragrant dew. With golden treasures load his little thighs, and steer his distant journey toward the skies, through the skies, sorry, by John Gay. That was from Gibbard's kit. Another coin pocket there with some different images. Another beehive. Another journal card. Ecodyed. Botany again. Beautiful yellow rose. Gibbard's kit with the fabric and ribbon edge. The back of the kit and the final end paper. So that is the whole journal, start to finish. So lots and lots and lots for someone to work in. Everything's been clipped down with these gorgeous little heart-shaped paper clips, which I just thought were cute. Had them in my stash, so I thought, well, why not use them? Let's see what else I have to talk about. I'll put all the links to the kits that I've used in the description, and links to any supplies that I can give you. Yeah, I hope you like it. It is going to be going up on my Etsy shop for sale. I should have that up for sale in the next 24 hours. If anyone's interested, you can contact me if you'd like to know any more info. I'll put all the links down in the description below. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.